Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey everybody, we're well into the arc now, and it's time to do what we've been doing every month, which is a dev question and answer, where we talk to them about various things going on, get their opinion on why things were released this way or why they were released that way, and then hopefully answer some of the questions that you've had. Now, if you're wondering where some of these questions came from my Discord. If you're not already in the Discord using things like the TNG feedback rooms and talking with us, well, you should. Also try to look through YouTube for various things to see if, some of these questions are being bounced from one idea to the other and are similar to what's being asked in other locations. While I can't get every question answered, we try to get some of the more pertinent ones, as well as cover things that have been fixed. For example, there's been multiple bug fixes that have happened, whether you realize they happened or not. There was a glitch with the ticket system. There was a glitch with the Meridian skin that got fixed very quickly. There was the impulse speed to the sarcophagus getting knocked down to 16 that got fixed like within a few hours. So they've actually been very good at operating some of those things to where many of you didn't even realize they happened. If you did, hopefully you got a great chuckle from your sarcophagus going ungodly slow across the system. And I'm actually quite disappointed that nobody made a video of a sarcophagus race while it was at warp 16 or impulse speed 16. Sorry. Anyway, let's jump into number one, which was, why was Faction Hunt released as a ticketed event? Now, when this happened a couple days ago, we did get a little bit of, I don't want to call it backlash, but just kind of people had a regular Faction Hunt event and then they had a ticketed one. They were curious, why are we getting a ticketed Faction Hunt event? Now, if you look in your newsroom, you'll notice that we have actually a lot of ticket events coming this month. I think it's a total of, you'll get like 120 tickets. Is that right? I think 120. And that's a pretty large number of tickets to run in this particular arc. And their answer was, we are running them more often with a free ticket each time so that the overall value for these is higher than a usual arc. That being said, noted for future iterations. And when I was talking to them, the thing to note is that if you're only doing one of them, then it can really offset your rep, how you're grinding, things like that. But in general, I think it's a good thing that we have Faction Hunt more, because it's something that many of us asked for quite some time. So it's kind of up to y'all to decide, but this is their reasoning behind it, and I really don't have a problem with the reasoning. Number two, the Meridian's protected cargo is simply too small. This makes it an active miner, and more in-game screen time is a concern for many players. Can this be fixed? Really good news on this one. I know some of y'all will watch these videos and be like, oh, well, they're just giving non-responses. This isn't a non-response. Their answer is, comment has been raised and passed to the game design. Now, for those that don't know, if you're talking to devs, like if you see them in Discord, that's different than people who are doing the engineering and the game development in the back end. There's different layers here. You got community managers, dev team, live ops, engineers, etc. So it's been raised with game design. We're going to discuss in a couple of weeks the potential of raising the protected cargo limit. Overall, we still think it's a very good mining ship without being OP. And I would definitely agree with that. It is not OP in the slightest. It is a really good ship for what it's designed to do, but it's not something that's taking over for some of the faction ships. And shout out to Just Hath, who decided that apparently we didn't need to run a Doomsday Armada today. Thanks. War is fun. Ha! Shout out to you. Anyway, let's move on to number three, officer fatigue. Lately, the arcs are flooding the game with epics and rares, but not providing much balance towards commons and uncommons. And their answer was that it's hard to make the next generation officers uncommon, but we are aware, hopefully we can get some uncommons in the future. So I understand the thought process and the logic there, though I don't agree. I do think that you have to be fair and have some uncommons, because let's look back to the original. Scotty from the Kelvin movies is an uncommon. And if we're looking at the next generation, yes, it's my favorite of all time. I'm not saying it's not. But if we're just being completely real, did LaForge need to be an epic? No, he could have been an uncommon. It's just, you look at some of these officers and we love them. I love Data. Does Data need to be an epic? To me, epics are pretty much reserved for people who command things, lead spaceships. That they're leaders, they're followed. And that doesn't mean that every command, officer in the game needs to be an epic, but just, you look at Khan, you look at Nero, you look at Kirk, you look at TOS Kirk, all leaders. So I feel like even though some of our officers are our favorite, that doesn't mean they need to get thrown in and become epics. But anyway, their answer was, as you can see on the screen, that they will look at this in the future. Anyway, number 4, Elite Battle Pass only contains 3 RIKER shards. Officer shards are one of the primary incentives for purchasing the Battle Pass. Why only 3? And I was blown away by this seemingly free-to-play answer, which is, past battle passes have gotten more shards, but we're trying to be conservative and give out more shards in upcoming events and the mini event store. So remember, there is a RIKER event store. I've been talking about this for a few days now, where you'll have a RIKER week and RIKER coins and all that other stuff. So hopefully that means that we have better potential of getting an unlock here than even if we needed the paid battle pass. But either way, it's a crazy answer I did not expect. So let's move up to number 5. With dailies receiving a small update in the patch, as well as an ARC-centered away mission group, are BORG dailies finally making their way to the game? And great answer here. We are currently looking at improvements to daily goals, and we'll be rolling them out in the near future. But BORG dailies make sense. Yes, they do. Thank you, Rev Deuce, from a year ago. Good job. Now we just gotta get Scopely to do it. Come on, make the Hidden Leaf Village happy. Do it. Team Goku. Do it. I don't know why I'm making random anime references. Number 6. What future ways will players be able to source the Meridian and other ships after the Battle Pass? As many of you know, right now sourcing a lot of things, the Discovery, kind of difficult. Even the Sarko has been added to Cosmic Cleanup, and that's probably the most hated of all the specialty ships. This is something that they said they're looking at, and we didn't get necessarily a straight answer, but they basically said event stores and in-app purchases. Yay. So after 2 good answers, I'm kind of disappointed, but whatever. But they said they are looking at new ways to resurface old content, including the Meridian. Number 7, with an away mission slot being devoted to ISO-RESI, which is a great thing, by the way. In that mission now, you get the ability as a free-to-play to complete some of these researches. Like the research event that's currently ongoing, it can now be done because, I don't know what to do with my hands, because you have this away mission so they can use that to get the resin they need to do the researches. Now, you're still going to need to use speed ups and refreshes. Obviously, free-to-play has a tougher go of it, but this provided an actual route where if you did not buy the Meridian, you still could do the events, which was great. Long-winded thing to be put aside for me to then say, will updates to the payouts of other missions be coming soon? And once again, we get almost a timeline, almost, by the end of the year. We have big improvements for away teams in mind later this year. Well, it's already month 7, so it means that within a few months, we should be getting an away teams update. That's basically a roadmap answer. Almost, kinda, a little bit. Anyway, number 8. Why's my thumb doing that? Number 8. My hands are really weird today. Are rare tickets a thing of the past? Don't see them listed for this arc. Answer: we decided not to use them this month. Thank you. But they may return in the future. But enjoy those free ticket events, everybody, because no rares. Number 9. Moving along. What is the feeling from the dev team when it comes to providing more items like ships, materials, etc. in Cosmic Cleanup, which is running every Saturday this month? Their answer? Big thumbs up. Something we're considering. Wow. I'm going to need you to do more than consider, Scopely. I'm going to need you to do. Okay? Right now, do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Put them in there. Thank you. All right. And number 10. And this is a big, long one. Bear with me. And this is probably the one that is going to frustrate you the most if you did not know this existed. But for level 40 plus players, there's a bonus mission called Blessing and Obey. Now, this is a Beverly Crusher centered mission that gives you 8 Beverly Crusher shards. For those out there, that's probably the exact number you need to get Beverly Crusher. But it's level 40 plus only. If you're not level 40, you can't even see the event. I can't see the event. Many players in the 30s now have the range and ships to get into the early deep space areas. The Franklin A, you've got your Enterprise, your Jellyfish, your Augur, etc. And now if you've got the Meridian's max warp range is 85, 85. So lots of ships that can get into deep space. I asked why were those players not included, if for no other reason to be able to archive the mission. The answer from the dev team: mission levels are set by game design to maximize the chance of players to complete them with their level appropriate ships. Hard to change the requirement post launch, but we do try to have mission content available to the widest player base when possible, with a good mix of lower level missions and higher level ones. Now I'll say I don't feel like they complete that goal all the time. If nothing else, you should be able to collect the mission and archive it for later use. This is a very important mission. 8 shards of any officer is really good. 8 shards of Beverly is critical during this arc. So I wasn't super satisfied with that answer, but I at least appreciated their honesty and them not being like, suck it up, loser, because they didn't say that to me. They were very kind and courteous, and I do appreciate that, because I've not always been kind and courteous. Sometimes I'm very upfront and angry. But it's okay to have emotional outbursts sometimes, right? Yeah. Well, if you like this video and you like the answers given to them and you have more questions, make sure you join the Discord. Also, I want to know what you thought about what they said, which means leave a comment in the comment section below. All you got to do, let me know what you think. And then last but not least, like the video, as I just said, and then live long and prosper. Stay safe, other Space Cowboys. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already for more Star Trek Fleet Command content and all types of content that we do here on the channel, including live streams. And we will catch you on the next one. Deuces. That's me. An even better outro than the intro. Yeah!